This is problem number 6 from the Chapter 8 closure packet. Without using a calculator, simplify using only positive exponents. Positive exponents in our answer, that's very important. So we have 3 different kinds of problems going on. Let's look at the first one. We have 9 to the 1/2 power, and then we have this 27 to the 1/3 power. Let's rewrite those first without the fractional exponents, but with a root symbol, or this radical symbol. Let's have this in there instead. So this 1/2 power, I put the 2 on the left, and 9 stays in the middle, and then this 1 can go on the outside of it, meaning there's 1 of those. Okay? And then I'm going to copy the other stuff down that was in my first parenthesis anyway. Okay? That's all in that first thing. Second one, this 27 to the 1/3 power, again I'm going to make that with a little radical sign. The 3 is going to go in the front, and the 27 here, and then there's only 1 of those. Copy the other part of the problem down. These brackets do the same thing as parentheses. I just don't want you to get confused with 2 sets of parentheses going on. So now I have the square root of 9. Well, we should all know that that's 3x squared y. Again, I'm just copying that down. The cube root of 27 means something times itself again, which gets me to 27. That's a number we should maybe start being familiar with. That's going to be the number 3 as well. Okay? Copy down my y to the -1 power. So here we have this. So from this step right here, we're going to multiply the coefficient numbers in the front. So 3 times 3 will be a 9. I only have this x squared in this parenthesis. There's no x's over here, so I'm going to just leave it as x squared. This is a y to the first power and y to the -1st power. So since they're opposites of each other, if I have a positive 1 adding with a -1, that is going to just be gone. So there's really no y's in my final answer. Just going to be right here, 9x squared. That's for part A. Okay? So basically when they're right like this and we're multiplying these things together, we're going to multiply the big numbers in front, which was 3 times 3, and then basically we add the exponents. Okay? So your teacher may have said that, or you can write them out and move this y to the -1 to the bottom of a fraction. You can do that too. But just trying to say what most people might do now. Alright, so here we go. We got the next one, part B. X to the 1/2, all of that to the -2 power. Alright, let's deal with this -2 exponent first. To get rid of a negative exponent, we need to write all of this stuff on the bottom of a fraction with a 1 on the top. Alright, that's one of them. This 2 means that there's 2 of these, so I need to do that twice. 1 over x to the 1/2. So I moved them to the bottom, and I had 2 of them. That's why I wrote it twice, because this exponent right here tells me to write it twice. Alright, so this 1/2, very similar to over here, something to the 1/2 power, means the square root of it. So I'm going to write this as 1 over the square root of x times 1 over the square root of x. Now we can't really do much more with that, except that we have a square root times another square root with the same number on the inside. We've kind of seen that before, and that's going to be, if you had the square root of 9 times the square root of 9. This is really 3, and this is really 3. So together this really makes 3 times 3, which is 9. You just get the number on the inside. So when I have a square root of x times the square root of x, on the bottom of my fraction I'm just going to have plain old regular x. So since it's still a fraction, I still have a 1 on the top. So I have 1 over x as my final answer for part B. Okay. Part C, we have a kind of a fraction sign, a division sign. So with my big numbers, the coefficients, I'm going to divide them. So 8 divided by -2 gives me -4. And then I'm going to maybe either subtract the exponents, that's how you can do that, or you can move this x to the -2 up to the top. Okay, I'll do that here. So moving it up to the top means it's not on the bottom anymore. That gets rid of the negative exponent. So now I can just count these up and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x to the 5 is on the top. You can still subtract the exponents. If it was 3 minus -2, that still gives you +5. So you still have just the x to the 5 on the top, and it's not even actually in a fraction anymore. So simplifying exponents are something that you're going to see throughout the rest of the course in Algebra 1, so it's really important. If you don't understand these, please go see your teacher.